The Champions League is over, and after another poor performance in that competition, losing 2-0 to Liverpool at Anfield, we got to look towards some La Liga action. Because on Sunday, we got a mini Madrid derby going on because Getafe will be traveling to the Bernabeu to take on Real Madrid. Now, this has to be viewed as a bounce back game because it is a must win, right? We are sitting second in La Liga. We'll look at the table standings in a few minutes, but we have to win this game. And we have about 7 games left this season, and this is one of 2 of them that will be at home. So we have to take advantage of playing at the Bernabeu, at playing in a friendly environment, because we're going to be on the road for a lot of tough upcoming games. And we are still trailing Barcelona. And I need the boys to respond after that shit performance that I saw against Liverpool. And I think they will. Now, we got a lot of things to talk about, right? So make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, right? Also make sure that you guys get in the comment section and let me know what you are thinking about for this game. We're going to talk about team news. We're going to look at the form of both teams, the injuries, and then at the end, I will be making my predicted starting 11 for this game. But let's get into it and talk about Real Madrid, right? So, as I alluded to earlier, you see Madrid are second in the table. Now, we still do have a game in hand. Our match against Valencia, we've not played that yet. It got postponed due to the flooding. So, that is something to factor in as well when you're looking at how we are 4 points behind Barcelona. But I think overall this season, it's just been mid. Like, this season has literally been a nightmare. With the poor form that we've been on for a large part of it, factoring in all the injuries that have been going on as well. Like, this season has went in a complete opposite way to what I thought that it would. And despite that, right, despite everything that we're going through, despite playing shit football, despite everybody getting injured every other business day, we still find ourselves right in the mix for the La Liga title. And we've never won it back-to-back seasons since I've started watching. Right? I've never seen it happen. So I would like to see it happen this season. And a lot of people were writing us off earlier on, right? A lot of people just handed Barcelona the title in October. And here we are, 4 points behind with the game in hand. Now, I will say, we have been very fortunate this season, right? We've been very lucky. I think a lot of us understand that, right? If you want to talk about how there were a few teams that are way below us in the table that should have beaten us, right? Like, I'm just thinking about it right now. Real Sociedad, Villarreal, right? Teams like that. We struggled. Las Palmas, we struggled. So, yeah, we do only have 1 L, and that loss does come off of an ass whipping that we got at the Bernabeu versus Barcelona. But we're still involved in the title race. And again, this is a must win. Must win. We cannot drop points. Teams have been helping us out lately, right? Barcelona, they lost to Real Sociedad. Then they dropped points to Celta Vigo. So Barca are looking a little bit weak at the moment. So we cannot afford to lose because teams are doing what we couldn't. And that's take points off of them. So now we're going to need help. And we also got to keep winning these games. And luckily enough, right? I don't want to disrespect Getafe, but they're not a team that should be giving us any problems. Now, just looking at the run of games that we've had, right? We're coming off of a bad L to Liverpool. And we'll talk about that game in a few minutes. But before the Liverpool game, I thought that our form in the league was amazing, right? You saw us beat Osasuna 4-0. That was right before the international break. Then after the international break, we beat Leganés 3-0. And I thought those were 2 of our better performances of the season. That Osasuna game was the best match that we've had all season. We were absolutely cooking. And then the Leganés game, I thought we played well, but I think in the final third, we struggled a little bit in terms of with creating more chances. It feels like from open play, we couldn't break them down. despite all the possession and being in and around their box for a lot of that game. But those 2 dubs were very needed because we lost to AC Milan, right? Mind you, a dead AC Milan team in the Champions League beat us. Then before that, we lost 4-0 at home to Barcelona. And chat, when I tell you how we have played this season is not sustainable, it's because we always let teams get big chances against us, and we just rely on them to miss their chances, right? How many times do we have to rely on Thibaut Courtois to make big save after big save after big save after big save? We can't keep doing that. And the loss against Liverpool, the loss against AC Milan, the loss against Barcelona, that shows us that our style of play has not been sustainable. And as I alluded earlier, right? There were games that we should have lost. Villarreal, Las Palmas, Real Sociedad. I think I'm drawing a blank on a few other teams that we were very fortunate because of the amount of big chances that they missed. Even when we played Dortmund, they scored 2 goals in the first half. We had to score 5 in the second for us to win that game. We can't keep doing that week in, week out. But yeah, the losses that I've been seeing, I've seen more losses this season than I saw in the last 18 months. I literally saw in the last 4 weeks. How many times have we lost? 3, 4 times? That is crazy. So yeah, I'm viewing this Getafe game as a must win. And if we drop points, sack Carlo. Sack him. I think he is being a bit scapegoated, right? I think that the board have also failed us by not signing any players in the summer, aside from Mbappe. But Carlo has to hold smoke for the tactics, right? Carlo has to hold smoke for his shit substitutions. So, yeah, if we drop points against Getafe, who are sitting in 15th, sack this manager, right? He's on very thin ice for me. Now, I alluded to the Liverpool game earlier. And the reason why this game is so significant is because this is the game that we would have played last before the Getafe match, right? And in this game, it was just so confusing because the first 30 minutes, I think we played well, right? Yes, Liverpool were the better team for the entire game. There were a few parts in the first half hour that we looked good, but overall, Liverpool dominated. But the reason why in the first 30 minutes I think we played so well is because we were handling the pressure that they were giving us well, right? We were also able to hold possession and be in and around their box. And then after the 30th minute, we died. From the 30th minute to the 94th minute, it was all Liverpool. They were cooking us. And Liverpool, on form, are the best team in Europe right now. So I don't want to necessarily say that because we lost to Liverpool, we'll struggle against Getafe, but it's just a question of what kind of form will we be coming into this game on, especially because we did suffer a few injuries versus Liverpool. And we'll talk about that a little later on in the video because there are going to be some big name players who will not be there for us. But the boys got to wake up. They have to. I need them to tap back into that Osasuna and Leganés performance. That's what I need to see. Because how Liverpool were controlling that midfield, how they were opening us up, we can't have that. I think there were a few bright spots in that Liverpool game. I think Camavinga was the only midfielder that played well. Raul Asensio was our best defender, right? Kid from the academy continues to impress. And Thibaut Courtois, I think he was also very good that game. Because if it wasn't for Courtois and Raul Asensio, brother, we would have probably lost this game 4-0. We're lucky that Darwin Núñez is shit. But yeah, man, a lot of pressure is on the boys right now because we've just been so shit in the Champions League. We've been so mid in La Liga, right? Early in the season, we had so many games where we were playing against teams that were bottom half kind of level clubs, right? Our biggest game didn't come until we played Atletico Madrid. And that was basically like 10 games into the season. And to be honest, we've only had 5 good games this season I could think of. Or like, I'd say 3 performances that were decent, 1 that was good, and then 1 that was great. The Osasuna game was great. The Leganes game was good. But before that, it was only 3 games where we looked decent. Atletico Madrid, Espanyol, Alaves. Aside from those 5 games, I've not been happy watching us play. Mbappe against Liverpool, stinker. Brahim Diaz, non-existent. Arda Güler, stinker. Jude, stinker. Luka Modric, stinker. Rudiger, Ferland Mendy. I think Valverde was also decent. Just not good enough, though. So, yeah, this game against Osasuna, off the back of another shit game in the Champions League, the Bernabéu crowd, I think I said earlier that it's a friendly environment. I'm going to be real. That shit might get real hostile if the boys don't go out there and put in a good performance. Because, again, we must win. Now, I do want to just look at Getafe, right? So, they're sitting down there in 15th after 14 games. They've only won 2 matches. They've drawn 7 times. They've lost 5, right? And I'm looking at their goal difference. It's -1. They scored 10 goals. They've conceded 11. So, to be honest, their defensive record is not that bad. In 14 games, they've only conceded 11 goals. They've actually conceded the same amount of goals that we have. But just, they're not a good team. They don't score enough, right? If they had better attackers, maybe they would be higher up in the table. Because they're obviously not a side that you're going to go against and score a lot of goals on. 11 conceded in 14 games. But they also, again, they don't score either. So, like, while other teams aren't really breaking them down, they're not breaking down other teams. This is why they have 7 draws, right? Now, with them only having 2 wins, that is a little bit crazy. I'm going to be real. But they are down there in 15th, right? And again, I don't want to disrespect them because I feel like every single time I feel confident about a game when we're playing a lower team, we always go out there and we put in a shit performance every single time. So I'm not going to even disrespect them. But we have to view this team as one that is an automatic 3 points. But yeah, I mean, look at their form. Their last game that they played, they got a dub in the Copa del Rey tournament, so they got a 3-0 win. In the league, last time they beat Real Valladolid 2-0. Then they had 2 L's back-to-back. Then 3 straight draws, right? I'm trying to see if they had any significant results here against any big teams. Not really seeing any teams here that I'm viewing as an actual threat. 2-0 win versus Alaves, right? And then they beat Valladolid. So they beat 2 teams that are around their level. Let's go a little further back. And I mean, well, those are the only 2 wins, actually. So I don't even really know why I'm even going back that far. Because, yeah, they only have 2 wins. They lost 1-0 to Barcelona. So that's pretty significant. When they played Barca only beat them 1-0. And we know that Barcelona have been on fantastic form early in the season, right? Hansi Flick had them boys cooking. Yeah, they've dropped off a little bit. But that is interesting. Okay. And then they played Bilbao, and they drew 1-1. They lost to Sevilla. Yeah, look, teams aren't really scoring like that against them. So this is going to be a game where I can definitely see us struggling a little bit to break them down. But yeah, that's their form, right? I also do want to look at their squad, right? Because I'm not too sure who's their danger man, right? I know last season I watched them a few times because of my guy Mason Greenwood, absolute baller, but I've not watched Getafe at all this season, right? And I'm seeing already that they have Mayoro, right? From Barcelona. I think he used to play. No. Mayoro's not from Barcelona. What the hell am I talking about? I think Mayoro is from us, right? He did play for us, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I don't know why I said Barcelona. They actually do have a few Madrid players in this squad, right? And we'll talk about it as we go through it. But, yeah, I mean, this team it's not all that. But, look, some of the Barcelona players that they have, right? Like Carlos Elena, he's there. I remember when everybody thought that he was going to be like the next best midfielder coming out of La Masia. But look at this, chat. Hold on, where's it at? Let me get their value right like this. Yeah, so they have Mayoro. He's a very good striker, right? He does bag goals for them. Yeah, so he is a danger man. I do know that, right? They also have um Alvaro Rodriguez, who's on loan from Real Madrid, right? We all know him from the academy. I don't know if he'll be able to play this game, right? I think like players on loan, they can play against their parent club, but I think that needs to be an agreement between both teams. Right, so there is a possibility that we see him. There's a possibility that we don't. Hopefully, we get to see him play because I haven't gotten to watch Alvaro Rodriguez that many times, right? Because he's gotten only a handful of minutes with the first team, and I don't watch the youth setup. Also, they did sign another player from us in the summer, right? Peter. You guys remember Peter, guy with the afro. I think he was on loan at Valencia last season, but we did sell him in the summer to Getafe. Now, that's actually pretty funny because I don't remember seeing any reports about Peter leaving. I guess he maybe left on a free. I don't know, but obviously he's not a significant player for us, so there would have been no reason to kind of make it a big deal. But yeah, here's their squad, right? I know Borja Mayoral, obviously, from his time with us, but yeah, get in the comment section and let me know who else should we be worried about. Now, we got to look at their injury report as well. And this is kind of concerning for them because Carlos Elena and Mayoro, they are both listed as, so Mayoro's doubtful, but they're saying that Elena's out, right? They're saying that he's not coming back until mid-December. And then they have two other players who are going to miss this game because of disciplinary issues, right? Maybe they got it red or they got too many yellows. I'm not too sure. But Mayoro, it does say doubtful, but that does not mean that he will not be available for this match. So I'm not gonna, take that too serious because I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him out there. But yeah, I don't know what kind of injury he has. It says physical discomfort. So I guess they'll make him feel comfortable and he'll be out there. But yeah, man, look, as I said, if you watch Getafe, get in the comment section. Definitely let me know how good they are and is the league table lying, right? Like, should they be a bit higher? Have they suffered some defeats or draws where they have been the better team, but it just didn't go their way? So, yeah, get in the comment section. Let me know. Now, let's talk about some injuries for Real Madrid, right? Now, after that game versus Liverpool, we did get a few injury updates coming out of that game, right? So for one, another injury, another player that will not be available for this Getafe match is Camavinga, right? We cannot seem to stay fit to save our lives. Camavinga has suffered the exact same injury that Vinicius suffered early on in the week. So he's done. Camavinga's out for 2 to 3 weeks. He will not be out there for the Getafe game. And now this does leave us in a peculiar situation because now we technically do not have a defensive midfielder, right? And Tchouameni, he's still injured. And I think Camavinga has been doing a fantastic job filling in for him. We all know that Camavinga is a very good player. So him not being there does suck, right? Now, aside from Camavinga, there were some reports that Jude, Mbappe, and Brahim were dealing with some discomfort after the match and that they were going to be evaluated. And I was super nervous because I'm like, brother, first Camavinga, and now you're telling me that there's a possibility that there won't be Jude, Brahim, and Mbappe. And I know that Mbappe's been shit this season. But to be honest, bro, we need him to find his form. We need him to gain his confidence. And he's not going to do that if he's out injured, right? Now, I do agree. Mbappe should be dropped. But we all know that Carlo is not going to do that, right? Carlo is going to keep playing him until that form comes back. And I do believe that Mbappe's form will come back. So, with that being said, chat, I need, right? We must keep these players fit. But the reports are saying that they are all going to be available against Getafe. That was arguably the best news that I've gotten this day because I was nervous. Because what would we have done with Camavinga, Mbappe, Jude, and Brahim out? Like, who else could we rely on? We have so many injuries already. Injury FC. I don't know what the hell is going on. But the last 18 months has been awful in terms of that injury department. Now, there is a chance, right, that Rodrygo, let's talk about a big boost to the squad. Rodrygo may be coming back, right? He has trained with the squad today, and there's a possibility that he will be included for this match, which will be a big boost for us. Now, if Rodrygo is fit for this game, it's not confirmed yet. It's a speculation. But if he is fit, I don't believe he should start, right? Definitely let him come off the bench. You don't want to rush him back too fast because he's already possibly coming back ahead of schedule, right? Initially, Rodrygo was supposed to be out until the middle of December. So the fact that he's now returned to training and we got Vinicius out, right? We're dealing with all the other injuries. This is a huge boost for us. Rodrygo is super underrated, one of the best players in the world. And yeah, I'm happy to see this news. And there was reports that Tchouameni might be available for this game, but sadly, those are not true because it's now been debunked, right? Tchouameni is out versus Getafe, and that does allude to what I said earlier on with Camavinga being injured. We really don't have a DM. So what are we going to do there? Like, that is something to worry about. And I think, we'll get into it with the starting 11 prediction. I don't want to give it away too early. But yeah, Tchouameni not being there, he is a big miss. I know a lot of people don't really rate him like that. A lot of Madrid fans seem to be out on him. I still rate Tchouameni. I think he's one of the best DMs in the world. And I think having him back in the squad is a huge boost to us because he is an absolute baller. Now, let's just look at all the injuries in total, right? Let's just an overlook of it. So, yeah, look at all this, bro. Fucking ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, we need to get a new medical staff because this shit is crazy. Now, we talked about Mbappe already, right? They're saying that he's doubtful. Same thing with Jude. Same thing with Brahim. But all the reports are saying that they will be available for this game. So I hope that they will be there. Camavinga talked about it. He's going to be out until December. Vinicius, he got injured after the Leganes match. He will not be available for the game against Getafe. Jacobo Rahman injured. Rodrygo is back in training, right? So hopefully he's able to make the bench. Eder Militao, another ACL injury. He's done for the season, right? Eder Militao is cooked. It's cooked. Like, there is just no way that he can. I don't even think Eder Militao will come back and be the same player. 2 ACL injuries in 2 years? Are you kidding me? I don't know. Tchouameni out. Carvajal, we won't be seeing him until next season, right? He suffered a big injury against Villarreal. And then David Alaba, who was injured last season, still has not returned. He will be back, I believe, early January. So, look, right now, we damn near got a starting 11 full of injuries. I mean, like, this shit is crazy. I don't think any team in Europe has had as many injuries as we've had, especially in the ACL department. But, yeah, man, here are all the injuries that we do have. Now, let's get into my predicted starting 11, right? This is what I think Carlo Ancelotti will do against Getafe. Right? Now, let's talk it out. So, in goal, and don't worry about the formation because I will be moving things around after I put everybody where I think that they will be. But in goal, Thibaut Courtois, right? If he's fit, he's starting. Courtois, best goalkeeper in the world, has arguably been our best player this season, has bailed us out numerous times. I shouldn't even have to explain why Thibaut Courtois is going in there, right? Right back. Lucas Vazquez is now back from injury, so I think he has to return to the right back spot, especially with Camavinga being injured and Tchouameni not being back. We need Fede Valverde back into that midfield. So I think Vazquez will return to starting 11. Now, at right center back, Raul Asensio. I do not believe he's going to be, he's still not in this lineup builder database, but just keep Raul Asensio in mind, right? He has to start again. Raul Asensio has been amazing since he's gotten his opportunities. And we also don't have any other options because him and Rudiger are the only 2 good center backs that we have, right? And we are so thin at center back that we are 1 injury away from having to play Jesus Vallejo. I'm not trying to say Jesus Vallejo. And I talked about it earlier, but Raul Asensio had a very good game against Liverpool. So he deserves to start again. I actually think that until we make some defensive signings, hopefully we do that in January, but Raul Asensio should be starting week in, week out. Like, he has, I think, earned to be starting next to Rudiger. So, Raul Asensio, right center back. I can't add him because he's not available. Right now, Rudiger, left center back. Right now, Rudiger has dropped off this season. He's not as good as he was last season. Rudiger last season was an absolute monster, but he's no longer that same guy, okay? And we do need to address the defensive area in the summer. We need to have a revolutionary summer in terms of addressing our defensive positions. But Rudiger, he still is our best defender that we have. And if he's fit, he must be out there starting. Now, at left back, right, we know that Mendy started the last game against Liverpool, but I think Fran Garcia makes his way back into the starting 11 because what he adds to us going forward is so important, right? Fran Garcia is arguably the best crosser of the ball that we have. And the reason that I was in agreement with him being dropped against Liverpool was because of Mo Salah, right? I do not trust Fran Garcia to defend one of the best wingers in the world. But against Getafe, in a game that we should be dominating the ball, we should be able to play Fran Garcia and let him overlap on that left wing and whip crosses in or just be involved in the attack. Give us another option, right? So this is how the back line looks. Again, keep in mind that I do think Raul Asensio will be starting this game. Now, in midfield, left CM, I'm going Jude, right? Hopefully he's fit. I'm going off the reports, okay? If this guy ends up, if him, Mbappe, and Brahim, or if any of them are missing this game, then that's not my fault, all right? Look, I can only go off of what the reports are telling me. I showed you guys the reports, so hopefully they don't make me look like an idiot on this match preview. But Jude, left mid. I shouldn't even have to really explain that. Jude, to me, is one of the best eights in the world. And yes, he did have a shit game against Liverpool, but a majority of our squad did. I think that we will bounce back. And literally, we don't really have that many other midfield options. Now, Valverde, I think, will have to play in the 6. Valverde, utility player at his finest. Arguably, our most important player. Because this guy stays fit no matter what. He's played so many damn minutes for club and country. He's actually played the most minutes for club and country in world football. So, yes, Fede Valverde, to me, our utility guy. If you need him in midfield, he's there. If you need him to play at right back, he's there. Right wing, he's there. Right? This guy is everywhere. Big up to Fede Valverde because he's now going to have to play another position, and I think we will be using him in that 6 deep line playmaker role, and I think Fede Valverde is good enough to do anything that we ask of him. So, I think he will be filling in for Camavinga in that deeper midfielder role. Now, right mid, chat. This might surprise you guys because who I'm going to throw out there. But Dani Ceballos. I know, chat. I didn't think I would ever be saying that Dani Ceballos should be starting a game for Real Madrid. But again, we don't have that many options in the midfield. And I do not think that Luka Modric will start again. Back to back. Yo, Modric is like 39 years old. He's the oldest player to ever play for Real Madrid. I think Carlo will rest him. And to be honest, I don't rate Ceballos, but this is a game that he could start in. If Dani Ceballos cannot give me a good performance against Getafe, then what the hell is he doing here? So yes, I think Ceballos will start. Now, on the right wing, I'm going Arda. I know that he was really bad against Liverpool, but to me, do not just drop him. Do not drop him, right? Do not fuck up his confidence like that. You need to play him against Getafe. Let Arda Güler get his confidence back, okay? He's a young player. And there's no player, aside from fucking like Messi and Ronaldo and the legends, that are going to just drop 9 out of 10s most games, right? Some players are going to have bad games. That doesn't mean that you just drop them, right? And Arda Güler, a player that's not played that much this season, he went against Liverpool, who arguably have the best defense in Europe. So he struggled a bit. But I think he must start this game. I still do believe in Arda. I still believe he's generational. So yeah, Arda Güler must start. He must. Now, at center forward, I'm going Brahim Diaz, right? Brahim Diaz, I think, should be playing as a false 9. Again, I will adjust some things. And maybe he starts Endrick. Maybe. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I honestly do not think he starts Endrick in this game. But left wing, I'm going Mbappe because I don't think he drops Mbappe either, especially with no Vinicius and then Rodrygo possibly being there, but coming off injury, there's, again. So let's move this stuff around, right? So I think Valverde will be a little bit deeper. We've seen him play in this role a little bit, right? same kind of thing, right? I think Jude will be a little higher up. I think Dani Ceballos will be in the middle of them. I think Brahim will kind of play as that 10/false 9. And this is how I expect it to look. Or maybe you can interchange Brahim and Arda. But I wish Endrick would start this game. And if he does, I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't think that Carlo is going to do that. So this is how I think that will ultimately look in this game. Keep in mind that Raul Asensio will be at right center back. And I think Mbappe, sooner or later, it's going to click for him, right? There's no way that he's going to continue to just be on this poor run of form forever. Like, you can't expect me to believe that, right, chat? But get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about my predicted starting 11. What would you change, right? Maybe there's somebody else that you want. And for score prediction, I'm going to go Real Madrid 2-0. 2-0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet. I think it's going to be harder than a lot of people may think, right? Obviously, we saw how many goals Getafe allow, 11 in 14 games, so they're pretty good defensively. But I think that we'll find a way to break them down twice, but they don't score goals. And I believe that we'll be able to keep a clean sheet in this game. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this starting 11. And yeah, guys, look, we're going to end it here. Big up to everybody that's here, right? Big up to all you guys that have watched the video. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss anytime I drop a new video or I go live. We will be doing a watch along for this game right here on the channel, right? You guys don't want to miss it. The watch alongs are lit. But yeah, get in the comment section, as I said. Let me know any thoughts and opinions or concerns that you guys have for this game, and we'll talk about it. But big game, must win against Getafe, and it's either 3 points or nothing. All right? Hala Madrid!